that we work so hard to do. But it's just a certain division that needs to be brought to everyone's attention and understanding that, no, this is something that's been going on. And it's just getting to a point where it's like, all right, now enough is enough. I think there's
enough is enough, man. Enough is enough, man. Yeah. Yeah, enough is enough.
a larger conversation that needs to be had that is really above us. And I think that is the part that we really need to get to. So hopefully at All-Star, we can have an opportunity and a conversation because at this time, we something needs to change.
At All-Star, they want to have an opportunity and a conversation. That's what I was alluding to in the beginning. They're going to walk into Caitlin Clark's room.
We can sit back and we can watch what's happening to Caitlin Clark. And they know how they're treating her, why they're treating her that way.
She became a roadshow. And I don't know that, and I don't want to slight anybody in college, but I don't remember seeing that in my time. And that's held true. We've wanted a player or a league that can, sort of transcend some of these spaces and have a roadshow. The NBA's had their players that people come to see, right? So when the Wolves sell tickets, there are certain games that they know people are going to come watch certain players. And Caitlin Clark and some of the other rookies give us that.
Cheryl Reeve has just made a decision that's set to shake up an already heated WNBA All-Star locker room, and reports suggest Aya Wilson isn't happy about it at all.
Just think about it.
WNBA All-Star draft just been had, man, and these are the teams, man. And for Team Spoon, we have the baby goat, the face of the league, the biggest in the league, one of the best and greatest women's basketball players to ever exist. I'm talking about good from birth, great from birth.
As the coach of one of the two WNBA All-Star teams in Chicago this weekend, Cheryl Reeve is reportedly making a key decision about the team's captain just days before the game. Traditionally, that honor would go to the outspoken veteran, a multiple-time MVP, or a player who has previously worn the captain's title without controversy. This time, however, reports indicate Reeve is considering naming Caitlin Clark instead. The reasoning isn't based on experience or championship success, but on Clark's undeniable impact on the league through packed arenas, record-breaking television ratings, and soaring merchandise sales. Reeve reportedly understands that selecting Clark would reflect the momentum and attention surrounding the WNBA as it celebrates its 30th season.
Favor gang! The god Caitlin Clark vaporized the Seattle Storm, dropping 45 points, a 45 and 10 double-double. Let's fucking go, Caitlin Clark. We see all the fucking haters. We see all you bitch-ass clowns switching up on the god Caitlin Clark. We see y'all listening to the narratives, all the bullshit, all the fucking clowns all across the world. Oh, she ain't living up to the hype and dropped 45.
If you're wondering why a coach might make a decision like this, the answer isn't difficult to find. Caitlin Clark recently delivered a historic performance, scoring a franchise record 45 points while adding 10 assists against the Seattle Storm. In doing so, she became the first player in WNBA history to record a 40-point, 10-assist game. What makes the achievement even more remarkable is that she accomplished it while playing fewer than 30 minutes due to a restricted workload. This wasn't simply a night where every shot happened to fall. It was a dominant display from a player performing at an extraordinary level, standing out even among her own teammates, who also had strong performances.
Knock on the door. Caitlin Clark's going to open the door to her hotel room. She's going to peek through it, and there's going to be that, that sliding thing on the door, and all there's going to be is like the chain, and she's going to peek through and say, oh shit, she's going to try to close the door, and then all the players at one time, Brittany Griner, Asia Wilson, they're all going to just, let me in, they're going to bum rush her, they're going to bum rush into that room, and they're going to tie Caitlin Clark up to a chair. They're going to tell Caitlin Clark, you're not leaving this room until you come out and you denounce those pesky fans.
The situation becomes even more complicated from there. Reports claim that Aya Wilson has said she wants to have a conversation with the players, with some outlets suggesting the remarks are directed at Caitlin Clark following several recent disputes involving referees that have fueled weeks of debate among fans over how officiating is handled. Many supporters have also highlighted what they see as an inconsistency, noting that Wilson's own disagreements with officials drew far less attention, while Clark's interactions with referees quickly became a major national talking point. As a result, many believe there's already plenty of tension surrounding the All-Star weekend before the two stars even end up on the same sideline, and any decision about the team captain could add another layer of attention to the situation.
Look at Angel Wilson barking at the ref. Look how she's talking to the refs. Y'all were cool with this. Look, so much aggression. Let me guess, y'all gonna call this passion. Because this is what y'all do. Just last night, y'all was trying to trash Caitlin because she was upset and spoke her mind to the refs as she should have. Because the ref continued to not give her calls that we can clearly see are calls. But I guess when Angel Wilson does it, it's fine. Why?
If reports about the captaincy are accurate, the decision could add another layer of attention to an already closely watched All-Star weekend. Rather than being on opposing teams with some distance between them, Aya Wilson and Caitlin Clark are expected to be teammates for the WNBA All-Star Game on July 25th in Chicago as part of the league's 30th season celebration. That means they'll be sharing the same locker room, bench, and game plan, while any discussion surrounding the captain's role will naturally draw even more interest. If the captaincy goes in a different direction than many expected, it could create an awkward dynamic and make an already high-profile weekend even more closely scrutinized by fans and the media.
And then they dropped this crappy hit piece on Caitlin Clark, attacking the fans, and trying to diminish her accomplishments. That's why I'm not a big fan of Time Magazine picking A'ja Wilson for Athlete of the Year. I think this was pre-planned because they're saying a lot of crap about Caitlin Clark, her accomplishments. To me, the articles about Caitlin Clark has nothing to do with A'ja Wilson. And all it does, it reveals A'ja Wilson's character.
If reports about the captaincy are accurate, the decision could add another layer of attention to an already closely watched All-Star weekend. Rather than being on opposing teams with some distance between them, Aya Wilson and Caitlin Clark are expected to be teammates for the WNBA All-Star Game on July 25th in Chicago as part of the league's 30th season celebration. That means they'll be sharing the same locker room, bench, and game plan, while any discussion surrounding the captain's role will naturally draw even more interest. If the captaincy goes in a different direction than many expected, it could create an awkward dynamic and make an already high-profile weekend even more closely scrutinized by fans and the media.
I know Caitlin really well. She's an incredible player and also an incredible person. And she wants to focus on being the best player she can. And she's become a bit of a political football in this country. And I think it's incredibly unfair to her. I don't think that issue is ultimately about officiating. It's sort of, it's become political ping pong with her. And she's a young woman who's trying to improve her game, right. Focus on being the best player as she can. And I don't even think it's fair to her that this has become a...
The story has grown into much more than basketball, which is why Cheryl Reeve's reported decision has attracted so much attention. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver recently described Caitlin Clark as a political football, while responding to questions about the constant headlines surrounding her, including discussions related to officiating and other controversies. His remarks reflected the idea that Clark has become a central figure in broader debates that often extend well beyond what happens during games. This also isn't the first time Silver has addressed situations involving Clark. After the hard foul committed by Chindi Carter during the 2024 season, he acknowledged the incident publicly while emphasizing that physical play is part of professional basketball and should not be viewed as unusual. Throughout this period, Silver has generally tried to recognize Clark's enormous impact on the league's growth while avoiding comments that might further intensify already heated discussions.
Caitlin, good luck in the upcoming All-Star game. Go! Congratulations, Captain Caitlin. Good luck in the upcoming All-Star game.
Go! Fans have wasted no time reacting to the reported captaincy decision, and the online response has been as divided as many expected. Some believe Caitlin Clark is the obvious choice, pointing to her remarkable impact on television ratings, ticket demand, and jersey sales, arguing that selecting her makes sense for one of the league's biggest showcase events in Chicago. Others feel the reported decision could intensify an already sensitive situation, especially with reports of a planned team meeting before the All-Star festivities. Both perspectives have gained support, which helps explain why the story continues to dominate conversations. At the center of it all is the ongoing debate over who best represents the league during one of its most high-profile moments.
Upcoming best player in the league, man, Caitlin Clark. Then we got Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. What the hell? 3 Indiana Fever starters. Okay. Then we got Miles, and then we got Natasha Howard. Then we got Paige Beckers. Then we got Big Jess. Yeah, Jess Shepard. Yeah. Then we got Gabby Williams, and we got Adrian Wilson. And man, I'm not gonna lie, man. This is year 3 for us in the league, but also year 3 as an All-Star, man. Too many can't say that they've been an All-Star every year that they played. Too many people can.
It's also worth remembering that this year's WNBA All-Star rosters were assembled differently than in previous seasons. League legends Cynthia Cooper and Teresa Weatherspoon served as honorary general managers, selecting the teams during a live ESPN broadcast as part of the WNBA's 30th season celebration. Because of that unique format, nearly every decision surrounding All-Star Weekend, including the choice of team captains, is receiving far more attention than it typically would. If Caitlin Clark were to be given the captain's role over Aya Wilson, it would unfold in front of a national audience, leaving little room for the moment to pass quietly. With so many eyes on the event, reactions from fans and media would likely emerge almost immediately.